Hey guys, me Jolter, back at it again with another video. January for YouTube is a time where anyone can do anything because it doesn't matter, ads screw you over, it's a bad time, most YouTubers hate it. I don't get paid anyway, but I figured I might as well just make a random video that I can do anything in. So I'm gonna say the most random stuff that my brain came up with over the course of last year. So I can take the chance to visualize a few of the ideas. So, let's just go. A mech suit that takes over the person while they're inside and wipes their memories afterwards. So like a Venom situation. Someone have extreme gravity manipulation after they took the place of the sun. How does this work? Dunno. The power of indefinite time stop, but they have to return to the position they were when time stops again. You can trap them. They can do anything, but they can't leave. So I control the speed of body parts, either increasing to a blur, or decrease to just be completely immovable. Imagine telling your arm to punch a guy 5 times, and you also tell it to do it in the span of a nanosecond. Sort of like that. Or, keep punching at that speed for a set amount of time, and your arm just becomes a jackhammer. Sword the stone, but the sword is actually going through the entire earth, and if you were to remove it, the earth would just sort of split. Atlas Horseman, but it's just a centaur. A character that has the ability of layered illusion. They can make illusions on illusions on illusions, but that's it. That's their only power. They have to work with that. With the power of doing literal phrases. For example, saying an apple a day will keep the doctor away will literally make doctors avoid you. Shadow Earth, where everyone is a silhouette and our shadows are us. Someone that comes back from the dead, thinking they're a close friend of themselves, and that they must avenge that person. Though you die, you come back thinking you were the best friend of you, and you go to avenge them. Guardian Angels takes the perfect form to comfort someone. That one's just pretty self-explanatory. Defeating someone who knows all, is all-knowing, all that, just by constantly asking what they're gonna do, what's gonna happen next. The moment they say, I don't know, bam, they're not all-knowing, you win. Someone who draws power from fear, sort of like a Yellow Lantern, but they draw the power from paranoia and anxiety. And the things they make with that power show, like, potential situations that they are afraid of. An animated character with the power to control the background layer. They can grab a tree from the background and shove it into the foreground. And that's just like a small bit of what they can do. An animal drug dealer. This guy will just sell things like catnip or pufferfish to dolphins, because dolphins use pufferfish venom to get high. Look it up, that's true. The cannon. An all-powerful weapon that just erases something from existence. Less of a, that thing doesn't exist anymore, and more of a, it's not canon anymore. You shoot it at something, bam, that stuff isn't canon. It's a side story that isn't important at all. The Omni Monkeys. Combine see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil with 3 omni concepts. Omnipotence, omniscience, and omnipresence. For example, one monkey can be everywhere but can't see, one can see anything but not hear, and one can do anything but can't say what they've done. This one even confuses me. Journeying through a fantastical maze with dumb logic, like telling incoming pillows you're allergic, or weakening the resolve of traps with mild criticism. I don't even know what that means. Man made of physical nothingness. This isn't a guy that doesn't exist or invisible. They are literally nothing. An insane man who has comprehended every choice they could have made in their lives. There's no butterfly effect. Like, one small thing leads to this outcome. This guy knows what small thing led to that outcome and is going insane because of it. A hero that attends a villain school, where they don't want to do crimes, but they also don't want to disappoint the teacher. The power to control clothing, but not just like I can control your shirt. More of like I can control the boot that is Italy or Orion's belt. A sort of mimic character in the show, like a shapeshifter, whose entire dialogue is just sentence mix from the character they're mimicking. A roguelike game, or roguelite, doesn't matter, about literally climbing the food chain. And the added difficulty is new invasive species that obviously the player doesn't know about, and your creature isn't adapted to. A curse where once someone dies, they repeat their life at twice speed. Eventually, they experience their whole life in a second, half a second, a quarter of a second. A super fucked up torture method where something moves, they get hurt. You put that over a heart. Every time the heart beats, it causes a very sharp pain, which then makes the heart beat faster, and until they just give up the information or die. A transactional power system. This is probably how I'm going to explain how to do with superpowers. Maybe like some sort of place or something that you throw something in, you get a power somewhat related to that. If two people throw in the same thing, they either get the same powers with different weaknesses, or vice versa. An otherwise heavenly place, greatest place to be, but there is just one asshole. Because if that asshole wasn't there, that place would be heaven, so it would ascend, and they don't want that to happen. You also flip this for otherwise the worst place in the world with one really good person. The ability to teleport and anything they're touching. Anything. You better jump before you teleport, or else you just moved the earth. It's on extreme ability, sort of like Sindel from Mortal Kombat or Black Canary from DC. But with just any noise the body makes, you can snap your fingers and cause an eruption. A power corresponding to every color. And I do mean every color down to the hex code. A political leader who has a very specific type of memory manipulation. They can't change your memories. They can change everyone's memory of you, with some limitation. A Tony Hawk style skating game, but everything you skate on gets cut in half since you're skating on a fucking saw. The power to turn literally anything into a gun. The appearance is the object mixed with a gun, and it'll either shoot whatever it's made of, or whatever it's inside of it. A notorious bounty hunter with the supernatural ability to always win a quick draw, regardless of speed. They can be as slow as they want, but the other person's gun's jammed somehow. A sort of like Easter egg in a game, in a shooting game to be specific. But there's a dog, and if you're a bitch, you're gonna try to shoot the dog. Most games, this would either just not work, or you would just feel very fucking bad. In this one, you shoot the dog, it catches the bullet, runs up to you with its tail wagging and drops it back at your feet. An episode of a really high-paced action show, where all the action happens in the first act and the rest is just showing how they unwind from it. A collectathon game where the trinkets you have to collect are key components for the villain. The more trinkets you find, the harder the final boss is. And doing a 100% run, that's going to be the most difficult thing you can imagine. A sort of world tree concept, but the roots dig into the underworld. A one-day global disaster, which is always there to mitigate population growth. Think like the Purge, but on a global scale, and it's not people killing each other, it's surviving this one thing. A conquering force, think like alien invasion, that takes over by systematically destroying all weapons from strongest to weakest. Your nukes are gone, and it's only a matter of time before your guns are gone too. A game where the player is slowly dying, or from when the game starts, an invisible timer also starts and will kill them at some point. You can have a speed run to get there right before the final second, or you take a power up, probably some medication, to delay the timer just a bit. If I ever use these concepts for anything, like this video, represent myself as what I am, but still a creative being. But it actually is just a regular dude with a wild imagination. An aro ace person who gets trapped in a stereotypical rom-com and just has to deal with it. They're not gonna fall in love like the rest of the movies. They're just gonna exist and hope they can just get through it okay. A criminal with the supernatural ability to never get caught doing the same crime twice. A perfectly happy couple who are forever invested in each other because they tried to hypnotize each other at the same time. A quote-unquote powerless old man who actually had the power to save up kinetic energy, saves up throughout their entire life to dispense it all at once. Imagine Like, oh man, slowly lifts, taps you with one finger, and you get sent to space, because that's how much kinetic energy they built up. And those are all the random concepts that I just had last year, and now I told you all of them. I just wanted to have a little bit of fun, just say all the stupid stuff that's been kept in my notepad. And hey, I hope you guys had fun listening to me ramble on like this. But anyways, this has been Jobter. Catches.